Hey guys, I'm really looking forward to doing this video today. It's my favourite topic. So how to conquer social anxiety, especially for beginners, people that haven't got much experience going out and meeting people and facing the social situations that they're afraid to face. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel because I do these videos weekly on how to control your anxiety and build more confidence in your life. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when I put the videos out so you don't miss out on these videos. And as always, follow me on my Instagram for more tips, advice and help and your questions answered on how to control anxiety and be more of a confident person. So let's get straight into the video. I'm not going to dwell too much on the symptoms. I'm going to talk more about the solution because you already know what your symptoms are with your social anxiety. You don't need me to keep reminding you. Make sure you stay on the end of this video because if you jump off, you might miss the most important bit, and I'm breaking down my entire strategy and method to conquering social anxiety. So let's break this down into small gradual steps so I know you're going to be clear, you're going to understand this, and I want you guys to watch this, or girls, and go away and practice it. Tip number one is to stop beating yourself up for having social anxiety and getting awkward or reflecting on past events where you feel you embarrassed yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but this is going to cause more anxiety, stress and low self-esteem. You have to practice like a muscle. You have to build this habit. Every time you feel yourself going to judge yourself for the social mistakes you feel you made, just remember this: life's short. We're all going to die at some point. I'm sorry to be gruesome, but it's the truth. No one really cares about the time you got awkward in your party or at school or with a girl or in a group of people. Another point is, no one should be really judging anyone on being awkward because everyone gets awkward at some point. Even people who wouldn't consider themselves as socially awkward or having anxiety. There's no one perfect on this earth. I haven't met him yet. So remember that, practice it. Every time that voice starts telling you you're this, you're that, tell it, nah, I'm not, I'm a good person. I'm a work in progress. I can be anything I want to be if I practice. That's the first step. Step number two, have the courage and the honesty to locate and admit the areas that frighten you. For example, is it going into shops, talking to shopkeepers? I know that was a fear for me years ago. Is it talking to girls? Is it dates? Is it going on public transport? Is it going to social events? Is it speaking in public? Or is it all these areas? Wherever it is, just admit it, write it on a piece of paper. That is such a good confidence building, self-honesty. That's such a good way to go about it, right? Next tip now, start taking small action steps or practical steps to facing your social anxiety to say you conquer it. So for example, where you'd usually avoid staying in a shop longer because you're worried that someone's going to speak to you, you're going to get awkward, stay there longer. Where you'd usually cut conversations short, extend the conversations a little bit longer. Example, you go into Tesco's or any shop or wherever it is, you're paying for your food. Instead of just paying for it and giving the money and saying thank you, ask the person, how's your day today? How's it been? What did you do on the weekend? When's your day off? They will really appreciate that. That's being friendly. And they'll tell you, and as they're telling you, practice listening to what they're saying. I know when the anxiety can start coming, you start focusing on yourself, focus on listening to them, and then you can say, okay, have a great day and leave. You're just staying a little bit longer than you usually would. What that's doing is, that's helping you to conquer your social anxiety, and it's giving you confidence, and it's teaching you to stay in that feeling of anxiety and not run out when you feel fight or flight or adrenaline. And this is exactly the formula, or whatever you call it, the method, same thing, to conquering social anxiety. Now the next step is to create an action plan. Write down the areas that you want to improve in. Write the areas where you're scared. For me, it was talking to women, it was meeting groups of people, it was holding eye contact for long periods of time, it was meeting up with new people one-on-one in groups. It was public speaking, it was speaking in front of the camera, it was going to family gatherings. I identified the areas that I was afraid of and then I faced them. I kept facing them, exposing myself, and then I got way more confident in these areas. Some of the areas, my anxiety completely went away, and I believe that would happen for you. So create an action plan, write down the areas that you fear, and don't do it, you don't have to do it all in one go. because a lot of people with social anxiety have this feeling that they need to cook everything in one day. It takes time. Gradually do it. If it's trains, I've had a lot of people in the past that have wrote into me on YouTube saying, I can't get on public transport. Go on a day where there's not as many people on the train, build up. Everything is gradual. You don't go from being really socially anxious to really socially confident in one day. It's a process, so the quicker you start, the quicker you can improve, and you can enjoy it. It's a key thing. Another tip, learn to enjoy the process of becoming fearless so you can conquer your social anxiety. Next tip is my favorite one. I told you stay on the video right throughout. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this, and let's have a conversation in the box below. Stay on the video, we're not done yet, a lot more. Momentum. Momentum is when you practice something consistently, consistently without taking large breaks. Example, instead of going on one date and then never going on a date again for 2 years because it was overwhelming for you, how about going on 5 dates in a 6-month period? So you're basically going on 1 date a month. What that's doing is it's building your confidence. It's teaching you how to control your anxiety, your social anxiety, your fear, and you're becoming mentally and physically more stronger and accustomed at dealing with your own emotions and reactions and instincts. Another example, you can practice every day for 28 or 30 days. I did a program several years ago. Unfortunately, it got hacked and stolen, but it sold really well. I did a 30-day anxiety program. It's not out anymore, all right? But anyway, it was a 30-day program which was to get guys to go out in public and practice speaking to women and strangers every day for 30 days. And the idea is when you do something for 20 or 30 days, your confidence and your progress speeds up so much quicker. Think about it. You could practice talking to people over a year, or you could do it over 30 days. Basically, you're condensing down time into a shorter window. That gives you really great results, but that might not work for everyone. So you have to find what works for you personally. This is why I'm giving you different alternatives, but they're all the same philosophy. Becoming fearless, exposing yourself to the fears, exposure therapy, which is the psychologist term, but all that really means is, my term for people is, face your fear on a practical level. It's the same thing, it's just different wording, fancy wording, right? So build momentum. And this is another thing I personally did. I was afraid of meeting new people, petrified, and I was afraid of groups of people. So I went on a site called meetup.com several years ago, and I went to a social event every week for several months, and I met loads of people, and it got so much easier for me. So these are the ways in which you beat it. Remember I said, it's all about going at your own pace. Another tip, don't compare yourself to other people, because everyone's different, everyone's personality, you're different, I'm different. So compare yourself to who you was a month ago, not to the celebrity or the guy on YouTube or me or your friend. Don't do that, it's a losing battle. So this is really, wow, I'm really enjoying this video today. The lighting's good, my energy's good. Another tip, this is really important, this is a little bit off topic, but it's the same thing. Get in the gym, work out regularly. The more working out is actually a big part of conquering social anxiety anyway, because when you go to the gym, there's people there, even if you may not speak to them, and you can practice in the gym. When you're going in to buy your membership, or you're going to pay the receptionist to go in the gym, ask them how their day was. Say I love coming to this gym, I enjoy it. Small talk. I'm not a massive fan with doing small talk with close friends or family or in general, but there's a time when you need small talk, and it can really help. Small talk is just a way of getting to more intimate conversations with people. So that will be another tip for you. Start off with general small talk, and then get into more go deeper in the conversation, more honest, more open. The same way I do in my videos. I start off with a little bit of small talk to explain what the video is about and what you're going to get out of it, and then we go deeper. So if you follow all these tips and these steps, you can't go wrong. You will conquer your social anxiety. Another tip is, I realized that when you've suffered social anxiety, when you've been a child because of disruptive upbringing in the household, your parents, or bullying at school, or you know, however it's come, making mistakes or being judged and being traumatized from it, you have to continue practicing these good habits for life. It's not just, oh, I practice it, I get the result, I'm doing well now, I don't have social anxiety, stop doing it, it'll come back. That's happened to me. I've got rid of it, I've got complacent, and it's come back. So it's a lifelong practice. That's it. We're done, 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's everything that worked for me, and I want it to work for you. Before we go, let me know in the box below the biggest social situation that challenges you, that frightens you the most. I know for me, I think my biggest one was going on first dates with girls. That was the most frightening one for me, and public speaking. Those are the two areas. Those are the areas that I faced, and it really changed my life. Let me know in the box below what your areas are, or which is the main area: trains, public transport, dating, and so forth. Thanks for watching the video. Become fearless, because when you do, your life becomes limitless. I really appreciate the support, and remember, hit that red subscribe button if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.